Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at something you might not expect when you think about fitness goals.
Ooh,
Stress. That's right, stress. And for this deep dive, we'll be taking a look at Sean's book, Zero Fitness Fucks.
I see. You know, when I first heard about this book, I was really intrigued
Me too.
because most fitness advice just jumps right into the workouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Sean starts off by talking about stress. And, I
Yeah.
think we've all felt that, right? Where you're just so stressed out that you can't even imagine working out.
Oh, absolutely. When I was reading this book, I actually realized that
Yeah.
there have been so many times when I've felt that way, and I never even realized how much stress was actually holding me back.
Right.
Like, I'd be trying to stick to this workout routine, eating all the right foods,
Right.
but I was so stressed out from work or life stuff that I just wasn't seeing the results I wanted. It was really frustrating.
And I think that's what makes Sean's approach so refreshing. He doesn't shy away from the tough stuff. He acknowledges that stress is a huge factor in our overall well-being. And
I was lucky enough to
Uh.
actually chat with Sean about this, and he told me some amazing stories about his clients
oh, wow.
and how he helped them overcome these huge obstacles they were facing. And one of the things that really stood out to me was just how much stress was affecting their fitness journeys. Like, they'd be doing all the right things, but the stress was like this invisible barrier that was preventing them from reaching their full potential.
It's like it's sabotaging you from the inside out.
It is. And he actually explained that when we're chronically stressed, our bodies release this hormone called cortisol, which is basically like hitting the emergency brake on our fitness progress.
Right. And that's something that's really important to understand because cortisol,
Yeah.
it's designed to help us deal with like immediate threats, right? Like
Right.
if you're facing a dangerous situation, cortisol surges and it gives you that boost of energy and focus you need.
To survive, basically.
Exactly, to survive. But when it's constantly elevated because of chronic stress,
Yeah.
it starts to wreak havoc on our bodies. It messes with our sleep, our hormones, our motivation to exercise, and it can even lead to weight gain, especially around the belly.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely noticed that when I'm stressed, I tend to crave those comfort foods.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just about the food cravings either.
Right.
Cortisol can actually make it harder for your body to build muscle.
Seriously.
Yep. And it can also increase your risk of injury. So even if you're pushing yourself at the gym,
Yeah.
you might not be seeing the results you want because your body's basically in this constant state of stress.
It's like you're fighting an uphill battle.
Exactly.
And what's really fascinating is that
Yeah.
Sean actually explains in the book that stress can deplete this crucial amino acid called L-glutamine.
Now, L-glutamine, that's really important for muscle growth and repair, right?
It is, and it also plays a key role in our immune system
Right.
and helps our gut function properly. But when we're under chronic stress,
Yeah.
our bodies basically burn through it like wildfire.
That's like you're running on empty.
Exactly. And I think that's why so many people hit a wall with their fitness goals.
Yeah.
They're putting in the work, but they're not seeing the results because their bodies are just depleted.
It's like trying to build a house without enough bricks.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse,
Yeah.
stress can also really mess with our gut health, which, as we know, is crucial for absorbing nutrients.
And for keeping inflammation in check.
Right. But when we're stressed, it disrupts that delicate balance of good and bad bacteria in our gut. And that can lead to all sorts of digestive issues, which can further hinder our fitness progress.
It's a vicious cycle, isn't it?
It really is. So what can we do about it? Well, the good news is Sean doesn't just leave us hanging with all this doom and gloom about stress.
He gives us some tools to fight back.
He does. He dedicates a big chunk of Zero Fitness Fucks to talking about practical and super effective ways to manage stress. And he makes this really important point that stress management isn't just some fluffy self-care trend.
Right.
It's actually a fundamental pillar of a healthy and successful fitness journey.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that taking care of our mental and emotional well-being is just as important as hitting the gym and eating right.
You know what? I think this is a great place to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor. You are listening to The Deep Dive, and this episode is brought to you by Primus 3, the performance-enhancing electrolytes that help you power through your toughest workouts. We'll be back in a flash to unpack Sean's stress-busting strategies. Stay tuned.
Sounds good.
You've probably seen this all over TikTok. It's called Primus 3, the performance-enhancing electrolyte supplement that's taking the fitness world by storm. Packed with vitamins and amino acids, it's designed to boost your workouts and recovery. Available in delicious flavors, Primus 3 is the secret weapon for athletes and fitness enthusiasts everywhere.
So we were talking about how important stress management is, and in the book, Sean lays out some really practical techniques.
Yeah, like what are some things people can actually do to manage stress?
Well, one of the simplest but most effective things is exercise.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. But I'm always curious, how does it actually work?
Well, when you exercise, your body releases these chemicals called endorphins.
Endorphins, okay.
Yeah, and they act as natural mood boosters.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about getting in shape.
Right.
It's also about how it makes you feel.
Exactly. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. You get the physical benefits and you get this mental and emotional boost.
I like that.
Yeah.
2 for 1. So what kind of exercise are we talking about here? Does it have to be super intense?
Not at all. It really can be anything you enjoy. Even just a brisk walk in nature can do wonders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or a dance class or some yoga, anything that gets you moving and releases those endorphins.
You know, that reminds me of a story Sean told me about one of his clients
Oh, yeah.
who was dealing with a ton of anxiety and insomnia.
Mm.
And he suggested she start incorporating short walks into her daily routine. And she was amazed by how much it helped her sleep and just her overall mood.
It's amazing how such small changes can have a big impact.
It really is.
Huh?
So what else besides exercise?
Well, another powerful technique Sean talks about is meditation and mindfulness.
Meditation, huh? I've got to admit, I've always been a little intimidated by meditation. Yeah, like I always picture these people sitting in perfect lotus pose, completely still and silent.
Right, I know what you mean.
And I'm just thinking, there's no way I could ever do that.
But it doesn't have to be like that at all.
It doesn't.
No. Meditation is really just about training your mind to focus and be present in the moment.
So like quieting all that mental chatter we all have.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace and calm.
That sounds really nice, actually.
It is. And you know, the great thing about meditation is that you can start small.
Okay, good.
Even just a few minutes each day can make a difference.
So how do you actually, like, do it?
Well, one technique Sean recommends in the book is focusing on your breath.
My breath.
Yeah. You just find a comfortable seated position, close your eyes if you like, and just notice the rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and exhale.
That sounds pretty simple.
It is. And if your mind wanders, which it probably will, especially at first,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
just gently guide it back to your breath. No judgment.
No judgment. Okay.
And there's another technique you might find helpful. It's called a body scan meditation.
A body scan? What's that?
Basically, you bring your attention to different parts of your body, starting with your toes and moving all the way up to your head. And you just notice any sensations you feel.
Like tingling or warmth or pressure.
Exactly. You're not trying to change anything, just observing.
Interesting.
And by doing this, you become more aware of your body and how stress is affecting you physically.
I see. So it's like a way to tune in and listen to what your body is telling you.
Yes. And when we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to the early signs of stress, like muscle tension or a racing heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. I definitely get that tight feeling in my shoulders when I'm stressed.
Right. And that awareness allows you to take steps to manage those feelings before they escalate into something bigger.
I like that. So we've got exercise, you've got meditation. Anything else?
Well, deep breathing exercises can be incredibly powerful for calming your nervous system.
Deep breathing.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you're stressed, your breathing tends to become shallow and rapid, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's your body's natural response to stress. But by consciously slowing down your breath, you could actually signal to your body that it's time to chill out.
So, like, trick your body into relaxing.
Kind of. And it really works.
Okay, I'm willing to try it. Can you, like, walk me through a quick deep breathing exercise?
Sure. Just find a comfortable position and close your eyes if you like. Then inhale slowly and deeply through your nose.
Through my nose. Okay.
Yeah, filling your belly with air. Hold the breath for a few seconds.
Okay.
And then exhale slowly through your mouth.
Wow, that already feels a little bit better.
Right. It's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound effect.
It really is. I like that you could do it anywhere, anytime.
Exactly. It's like a portable stress reliever.
I'm going to have to remember that one. So we've talked about exercise, meditation, deep breathing. Are there other things people can do to manage stress?
Yeah, definitely. Sean actually goes beyond just those specific techniques.
Okay.
And he talks about some bigger lifestyle changes that can make a huge difference. Like, for example, sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, I guess when you're talking about overall health, you can't really ignore sleep, can you?
Exactly. It's so crucial. But a lot of people, especially when they're stressed,
Oh, yeah?
they tend to sacrifice sleep.
Like, oh, I'll just stay up late and get this work done, or I'll catch up on sleep later.
Right, exactly. But the problem is when you're sleep deprived,
Yeah,
your body produces more cortisol.
that stress hormone again.
Exactly. And that can make you feel even more anxious and irritable, which just adds to the stress cycle.
It's like a double whammy.
It is. Plus, when you're not getting enough sleep,
Yeah.
it can mess with your hormones, make it harder to lose weight, and even affect your motivation to exercise.
So it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot trying to power through on no sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're actually making things harder for yourself in the long run. And Sean talks about this a lot in Zero Fitness FucX. Yeah.
About the importance of sleep hygiene. Like, making sure you have a regular sleep schedule.
Oh, like going to bed and waking up around the same time each day.
Yes, exactly. And creating a relaxing bedtime routine, making sure your bedroom is dark and quiet.
You know, all those things that you know you should be doing, but sometimes it's hard to actually stick to them.
I know. It's hard. But even small changes can make a big difference. And the thing about Sean's book is it's not just about, adding in these good habits like meditation and sleep.
Right.
It's also about recognizing the things in your life that are causing you stress. Like maybe it's your job or your relationship or just too many commitments.
Actually doing something about them, right?
Exactly. It's about taking control. Because sometimes stress management isn't just about relaxation techniques. It's about making bigger life changes.
You know, one of the things that really struck me about Sean's approach is he talks about how food can actually be a stress management tool.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like certain foods can actually help combat stress while others can make it worse.
That makes sense.
I've definitely noticed that when I'm stressed, I crave sugary snacks and processed foods.
Yeah, me too.
But those actually end up making me feel worse in the long run.
It's like they give you a quick burst of energy, but then you crash even harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are some of the foods that Sean recommends for stress management?
Well, he really emphasizes eating whole, unprocessed foods, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, those kinds of things. You know, foods that nourish your body and give you sustained energy.
It's funny how we often turn to the least healthy foods when we're stressed.
I know, right? It's like we're trying to self-sabotage.
But Sean really flips that script and empowers us to take control of our health.
Yeah, he reminds us that we have the power to make choices that support our well-being, both physically and mentally. And, one of the biggest takeaways from Zero Fitness FucX for me is that stress management is not a one-size-fits-all thing.
Right, like what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you, trying different techniques, experimenting, and being patient with yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to remember
What's that?
that it's okay to ask for help. Like if you're feeling overwhelmed, there's no shame in reaching out to a therapist or counselor.
Absolutely. Talking to someone who can help you understand and manage your stress can be incredibly beneficial.
It's all about self-care, isn't it? Putting yourself first.
Exactly.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today in this deep dive into Sean's book, Zero Fitness FucX. We talked about the impact of stress on our fitness goals and our overall health.
And we explored some really practical ways to manage stress.
From exercise and meditation to getting enough sleep and eating a healthy diet.
It's been a great conversation, and hopefully our listeners feel empowered to take control of their stress and start living healthier, happier lives.
It's not about being perfect. It's about making sustainable changes that work for you. And remember, taking care of your mental and emotional health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Until next time.